Hey guys, it's Marshall from Going Gear, and today we're going to take a look at a light from 4Sevens, the Maelstrom S18. As you can tell, they put it in a nice case, which is a little bit of a departure from what they normally do. They normally have that still nice packaging, but this one comes in a nice case, padded case to hold everything together, which is pretty cool when manufacturers do that. So the stuff that you get on the inside, here's a holster for it, which is kind of funny because it's a pretty big light, but we always have people asking for holsters for our biggest lights, so it comes with one. And you get batteries like most 4Sevens lights. You get 6 CR123s because it's powered by either 6 CR123s or 6 16340s or rechargeable CR123s. So there's the light itself. I'm going to set that to the side, show you the rest of the stuff. There's the manual, spare O-rings. I'm going to show you the holster real quick. It's one of those ones that has the open bottom on it. So what you do is you just take the light, slide it down in there. Then you've got the flap, get it down in there, the flap that comes over the top and then buckles in place. So that's the holster. Actually on the back, I'll show you real quick, you've got the Velcro right there, another attachment point. You can stick it on your pack, belt loop, however you want to attach it. Throw all this to the side, keep the batteries because we need them to turn the light on. Alright, so here is the light. I'll show you it in a little bit better detail. We can zoom in a bit. The details of it. Here on the end, you notice the switch is a little bit different than what you normally see on lights. You actually have a rotary here on the back. You can see the settings right here. There's 3 different outputs, strobe and SOS, and the arrow will point to one that you're going to be on. And then your switch on the back, I'll show you how that operates here in a little while. There's the big SST-90 LED down in there, that reflector, you can see. Nice smooth reflector. You're going to get a pretty solid throw out of this one. We'll open this up, throw some batteries in, show you the operation and everything. Let's zoom back out. Alright. So here you can see the battery carrier is actually attached to the switch, which is kind of nice. It makes it a lot easier not to lose this thing. And like everything with 4Sevens, really high quality, really good contacts on everything. This thing just screams quality. You're not going to have any problems with it falling apart on you or anything like that. So here's the batteries that come with it. We'll open them up. One thing I really like about the 4Sevens batteries is when they're packaged, they come 2 together and they are shrink wrapped together. So you always know which ones came together and you can throw them away at the same time. So you don't have to worry about mixing cells or anything like that. But 6 CR123s, so we got them in there. This light will not take 18650s. It's not going to be enough voltage the way the batteries are set up. But it will take rechargeable 123s. So, got the batteries in there. I'll show you the operation of it real quick. Like I said, you've got this rotary here on the back. Starting from the left, you have the lowest output, one more, medium, one more, max output, that's the 1200 lumens, one more is your flashing SOS, and then one more, the last one all the way to the right, is your strobe. When you have it clicked all the way, you can go between those with it on, not a problem at all. As you saw, lightly press it, you have momentary, press it all the way for constant on, and just rotate to switch to the one that you want. Before we go outside, I just wanted to show you a quick size comparison between some other lights that people ask about when comparing the S18 to other lights. So we have on top the Olight SR90, which is using that same SST-90 LED from Luminus, but it uses a rechargeable battery pack. It actually uses 6 18650s in there. Can't swap them or anything like that. You can see it is definitely a larger light. S18, and then on the bottom we have the JetBeam RRT3, which is using 6 CR123s, but it uses that SST-50 LED instead of the 90. So you're not going to get quite the same output or throw or anything like that. But we'll take all 3 of these outside and we do the comparison. We'll show you all 3 of them and how they compare to each other. So let's go ahead and go do that. Alright, my hands aren't big enough to hold all these, but I've got the S18, the RRT3, SR91, and then 40 mag light. So let's try the mag light out first. There's a little bush, 15 feet. Tree out there at 100 feet. Alright, we'll go from smallest to largest, sort of. Here is the RRT3 on strobe. Alright, so there you go. Whole lot of light coming out of this thing. All three of these, the larger lights, are going to be actually a little bit too much at the 100 feet, and they'll be better illustrated at the distance. Cool thing about the RRT3 is you have that ring, lets you switch between the modes, and you have a lot of different outputs that you can switch between. Alright, next up we're going to try the SR91. We'll do the S18 last, since that's what the review is actually about. So there's the SR91. Again, this kind of distance, this light is just a little too much. Even on low, you can see how well it does. Still pretty bright. And then of course on high, super bright. All these lights can go out to several hundred yards, let alone 100 feet. Alright, last up for the short, we have the S18. Let's try that one out. Having to shuffle all these underneath my underarm. So we got that on strobe. There we go. There it is on high. Shining around a little bit. And we'll crank through the different outputs, just so you can see how they do. Cool thing about this one is just that big LED, that big reflector. Even on low, the lowest output, you can see 100 feet is no problem. And then of course, medium and high. Whole lot of light coming out of them, and you have your SOS and strobe as well. Alright, let's try out a longer distance so you can see how these guys actually perform in the kind of space that you would probably really be using them in. So let's try 100 yards. Okay, we're out here with the S18. Got all the other lights. We'll try out that mag light first. There's my house, 50 yards. Tree in the front yard at 100 yards. Doesn't really make it out to 100 yards. So again, we'll try out the RRT3 first. Make sure it's on high. There you go. Over 100 yards to the top of that tree out there. No problem at all. Lights up the whole thing. Lights it up really well. Pretty solid spill on this one. You can see everything around the hot spot is still lit up really well. Obviously 50 yards, no problem. But my dying pine tree in the front yard is lit up really well. Hope that thing doesn't die, because I'll have to find a new place to shoot videos. But for now, still works. Okay, let's try out the SR91. See how it does. There's the 91. Let's make sure it's on high. It was not. There you go. Even more light coming out of this thing, but it is using the SST-90, and it is significantly larger than the RRT3. More throw, more light coming out of this thing, but it is quite a bit bigger than the other two lights. But rechargeable light, still a really cool light. Definitely something worth considering. But not the focus of this video. The focus of this video is the Maelstrom S18, so that is the next one. Using that same SST-90 LED as the SR91, but you can see the reflector, because it's not as big, actually gives you a wider hotspot. So still 100 yards away, over 100 yards to the top of the tree, still lights it up extremely well, but you get a wider hotspot, so it's going to light up more at once. So shine it around a little bit. I'll show you the different outputs real quick. There's medium, and even on low, you can see 50 yards, no problem. It actually makes it out to 100 yards pretty well. Not as well, obviously, as medium and high, but not too bad. So we're going to do the lights side by side. We've got the S18 on the left, SR91 on the right. You can see how much more focused that SR91 is. Again, just because of that larger reflector that it has on there. But still, really solid throw on the S18, and that interface is really cool. That rear rotary and the switch, combination of the switch. So here is the RRT3. Again, more concentrated, probably about the same size reflector, but it has an orange peel reflector, and it has that smaller LED. It has that SST-50 versus the SST-90. But in terms of the brightness or the output of the hotspot itself, you can see the hotspots are relatively comparable in terms of the brightness, but the S18 definitely a much larger hotspot. Actually looks like it is brighter than the RRT3 in terms of the hotspot. So there you go. That is the new 4Sevens Maelstrom S18. If you like it, you can get it from us at goinggear.com. Of course, you can get the other lights in the video as well from us. And if you like the video, be sure to subscribe. We put out a lot of flashlight videos. And if you have any questions or comments, you can reach us in the comments or at goinggear.com.